So I've never exactly been a rabbit lover, but I kept hearing about rabbit overpopulation problems here in BC and across Canada. And the more I looked into it all, the more I realized how misunderstood these creatures are. I think people think of rabbits and they think of Easter, some guy at the mall in a bunny suit, or humping. Rabbits definitely like to hump. That's how they got connected to Easter in the first place. Fertility, spring, the March equinox. A female rabbit can have up to 13 litters a year. The famous Fibonacci sequence is actually based on a model of rabbit reproduction. So in 1 year, a single pair of rabbits can turn into 144 pairs of rabbits. It was during the Victorian age that people first started modifying and creating breeds for exhibition. And the rabbit became a household pet.
You can get them furry, you can get them non-furry, big, small.
Oh, rabbits are the most awesome pets ever.
You know, they're part of the family.
Fat, thin,
Their little poops are only that big.
spotted, striped, whatever you want.
But here's where this tale gets a little funny. Why do people stop loving their rabbits? Each year at Easter, thousands of baby bunnies are purchased by parents as presents for their kids. Lots of these bunnies end up in places where they don't belong.
In the evening, it's crazy. It's like bunny rush hour. They are everywhere.
There's a couple right here under the boat.
Well, we thought it was quite interesting that suddenly these bunnies appeared from nowhere, and you see a few, and then a few more, and they rapidly multiplied.
This is the Jericho Sailing Center in Vancouver, and these are no wild hares.
We can't really get our lawnmower or weed eaters in here, but since the bunnies have come, we don't really need to. They take care of that for us. Our bunny gardening staff is hard at work.
Okay, so the bunnies get fed, the grass gets cut, and all the eagles in the area know a great spot for lunch. But what about over in Richmond, where bunnies find shelter under a different type of transportation? More than 300 feral bunnies call this place home. Territorial by nature, there are the Audi bunnies, the Mercedes-Benz bunnies, and my personal favorites, the Hummer bunnies. This is Gail Terry. She's the GM at the mall.
You know, I'm out here on a daily basis, and whenever I'm in close proximity to a bunny, I'm down here talking to them. Buddy? Come on, that's better than that grass. Come on, it's way better than that grass. As you can tell, we're in the middle of a very busy retail place with a lot of cars. And the bunnies always want to cross to get to the other side of the road for some reason. Grass is greener, I presume. And, you know, they don't take notice of the vehicles, and unfortunately we lose a lot of them.
It's mainly a result of irresponsible pet owners bringing their unwanted pet rabbits down to the Richmond Auto Mall and literally just dumping them off. We've actually witnessed it. Our security people in the evening have witnessed it.
But most shelters are just overrun with rabbits.
Olga Betts runs the Vancouver Rabbit Rescue and Advocacy at her home in Vancouver. 10 years ago, she started out by adopting 2 bunnies from the UBC campus. Now, she's fostering 80.
Hey guys, this is Nadia. Hey Bailey, you good girl. This is little Violet. Hi Violet. Violet's just a young girl. Right, yeah, you're just a young girl. She was found lost in Surrey. Somebody threw her out. Right? Did the kids get tired of you, did they? Yes.
Because a lot of people are buying them from their pet stores, and then they're not realizing after 3 months that it becomes sexually mature. And then once that happens, they start to spray like a cat does. They'll pee on the walls, they'll pee on the computer, they'll pee on the furniture, they'll pee everywhere. And until you actually take the time to get it fixed, then it won't calm down.
So the equation goes like this. Horny aggressive bunny plus expensive fees for spaying plus bored kids equals a late night drive through the park. I was beginning to think maybe the rabbit should have never been brought out of the briar patch. But then I met some rabbit owners. And I learned all sorts of stuff. Like rabbits live to be 10 years old. Their teeth never stop growing. And they're not really supposed to eat carrots. Whoops.
Oh, food. He's the little piggy of the bunch. Up here we have Batman. Oh, he's in the living room. Hello, Batman. Oh, there you go. So this is Batman. Yes. He's a very big one. You gotta show us your room. Oh, there you go. Into your chair. He's a very good bunny. He always uses his litter box, doesn't he? Yes, he does.
When people ask me about my rabbits, usually one of the first things they ask me is, oh, does it go to the bathroom everywhere? Is it litter trained? And they're always surprised to find out, yeah, it's litter trained. It has a litter box. Well, we have 7 bunnies right now that are ours, and they all live in the one room in the bunny room. They all have condos, like 1 condo per pair, and then they take turns having run at the house.
She's my bonded mate, and I'm two-timing with him on the side. So they tend to fight over me, so we have to somewhat keep them apart, although they do both live with me in my room. There's so much more going on in the little brains than people know.
People think that rabbits just are meant to sit in a cage in the corner, that they're not social. Rabbits are very social. They love to socialize with their people and with other rabbits.
A lot of people will buy their rabbit and they'll put it in that cage they bought from the local pet store. There again, why not build your own cage? You can make it as large as you want, right? Be creative. They have personality. Let that come out in them and then add to that and build them a cage. Build them something that has their personality. If they like tunnels, put lots of tunnels in there. If they like to dig, put a little sandbox in the corner. They might like that. You know, rabbits love sand.
A bored bunny becomes a boring bunny.
Yeah, usually the bunnies that are being destructive and wrecking up stuff, they're bored. They need things to do.
Is there baby toys? You buy at the dollar store for $1 or $2. You know, if they're good enough for a baby, they're good enough for a rabbit to throw around.
So I was pretty intrigued by all this new rabbit knowledge, but this next bit blew me away. Yes, rabbit agility. And this might surprise people. These little cuties don't really like to cuddle.
Well, I wouldn't say they're actually all that affectionate other than to each other.
Bunnies are individuals. You'll end up with some snotty bunnies. You'll end up with, if you're not actually speaking lagomorph, these are not rodents, they're lagomorphs, then you could inadvertently say something rude to the rabbit. And they do have long memories. And I've had rabbits that haven't talked to me in 3 weeks after offending them. They're, you know.
Well, I hope I don't offend any rabbits, but when I first heard about all this, I supported euthanization. It seemed to make sense. The cost for other options is huge. I mean, just at the auto mall, it will cost $60,000 to send the 300 odd bunnies to sanctuaries. And it's great. Gail and Sorrel have teamed up and they've raised the money. Now, they're just waiting to get permission from the provincial government. For government officials, it's a hairy issue. Sanctuaries seem like a humane solution, but who will pay to keep them going? Plus, History shows that when bunnies from one area are sent to sanctuaries, guess what? More people drop off rabbits in that same area. As for me, I just feel for these little creatures. They didn't ask to be bred to be cute, to be sold at pet stores, to be abandoned, or to be the center of a controversy that decides their fate.
They're all real men with their rabbits. They're not, models or anything. We didn't want to make it, it's not supposed to be a beefcake calendar with like handsome men, showing their chests or anything. It's just regular guys with their bunnies.